Right. Good afternoon, y'all. All right. I'm getting ready to put somebody's name here in the thing. And I want to talk for a second here. And this is serious. You know what I'm saying? And, I really do hope that everybody can drop their dirty thoughts, judgmental thoughts about me and what I like to do uh in the bedroom for a minute. So spirit leads me to the news actually, and I never watch the news. Y'all gonna hear me shuffling a little bit because I'm getting ready to go down here and make me some coffee. I hope everybody is doing well this afternoon. I wanted to come and speak about something. And so let me grab this real quick. Okay, 10%. Interesting. Okay, sorry about that. Let me put that back on there. All right. So the irony of this particular story, the irony, and I swear my spidey senses started going off. The world is absolutely in a complete shambles because we don't utilize the wisdom of the witches. That's why I'm going to tell y'all why. I'm going to tell y'all this story that I heard. I got to hurry up and make it downstairs because you know how sometimes you fall asleep and you leave your phone off of the charger. And so that's what I did. And I got to run down here and make sure that I got to run down here and make sure. Um, I mean, you know what? I'm going to tell y'all something. The one thing that I feel completely and totally protected from by my spirits is being found in a ditch. Honestly, I do. And I try not to fear the world that we live in, because if you live your life in fear, that's no life at all. I think that people should be aware, but I think that fearful and living in fear is not the answer. And give me a second, child, because I got to plug this phone in because my battery will go down real, real fast. And yeah. So, okay. This man, whose name I don't know, I didn't get his name, I just got his victim's name. This is a story that happened this is a tragedy that happened over in Memphis. Okay. And so apparently a school teacher was kidnapped and murdered. And they just recently found her body. Okay, give me a second. I got to make sure this phone is, all right. All right, we're okay. We're good. We're good. So they find this lady's body, and apparently she was kidnapped and murdered by this man that had just gotten out of prison and served 20 years for kidnapping a man 20 years ago. Okay? He had served 20 years. They had sentenced him to 24 years, but they had let him out early. So he served only 20 years. Well, guess what he did? He kidnapped a teacher, 34-year-old teacher, with young children, and she is now deceased. He kidnapped this lady and murdered her. Okay. And so I'm looking through the comments, and they're saying, oh, if they would have kept him in jail, that lady would still be alive. Well, of course, right? So, right. However, if they would utilize the wisdom of the witch and constantly and stop constantly trying to be sexist and degrading to witches and listen to witches, we would have less tragedy in this world. We would, and it makes no sense. It's almost like I'm looking at a bunch of people in this world that enjoy tragedy. They enjoy it. They just complain, but they never actually do anything about the tragedies that happen. So, I could see all sorts of people in the comments, oh, the judges that let him go, they need to go to jail. And all people are concerned about is sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. This lady was murdered because the world is ignorant. That's why. And why does this tie into witchcraft? Why should the wisdom of the craft be utilized in this world when we are dealing with violent criminals, when we are dealing with everyday society? Because of the existence of spirits, because of the existence of demons. That's why. Okay? So Eliza Fletcher, 34-year-old teacher, murdered, gone. She can't come back. Her kids have to deal with the pain and the suffering of their mother being gone. Okay? Now, a lot, and see, this is another thing. Everybody trips on black and white. Everybody's competing. Everybody is this and that. If they would do a simple ritual on these inmates before they decide to let them out of prison, that lady would still be alive. It's not about, oh, well, they should have just did this and they should have just did that. No, we need to start utilizing the wisdom of the witches in this world. When you are locking up somebody in prison, you are locking up their demons. That's what they're doing. Especially if it's a violent offender, especially if it's somebody, that murders somebody. That is a demon. That's a bad spirit. That man's spirit was still in him when he was released. What do you think these people are going to just not? I mean, there are some people that have control over their demons. Obviously, this man didn't. So a simple ritual could have been done to exorcise him of those demons. That is where the justice system is failing. That's where. That's exactly where. No, when it comes to women and when it comes to witches, We're more concerned about what they mouth do, what somebody mouth do. We don't, it's like, you know what? As a woman, as a witch, I'm still a human being. I still have sex. I'm a woman. But that doesn't mean that the wisdom cannot be utilized. This is what irritates me about this world. This is why everybody always gets disappointed. People are more concerned about what they're seeing. People are more concerned about what is fake and what is plastic and what is on the outside. Now, if the judicial system is not going to do something when they're letting these people out, then people need to be more wise to the powers of the witch on an individual basis. So Eliza Fletcher possibly could have been saved had she not had she been truly protected. And you'll see them on it. They'll say, "Oh, well, I'm a Christian," and da da da. Yeah, but your religion did nothing for you in that moment. This woman is gone. She will never see her children again. And this happens over and over and over again. I'm trying to figure out why these people constantly, they just want to discredit witches. I had a lady who I'm currently awaiting her to respond to the privacy complaint because there was a leaked video of me doing some things with doing some things. Okay. There was a video that was leaked and there was nothing harmful going on in the video, nothing harmful at all. In fact, I was having fun in the video, right? The hatred for witches and the hatred for life and wisdom and women is so deep that this woman not only dropped images of me, but told me that she wanted to beat me up. And this is the stupidity that the world covets. I see you having fun, doing some weird things that I don't agree with, but I'm going to make a video saying I'm going to beat you up. So I was not being beaten up. I was not being harmed in the video. In fact, it was a fun time in the video. But we covet stupidity like that. We covet stupid women that make videos talking about they gonna beat somebody up because I saw you doing something on a video. This is the kind of stupidity. This is one of the reasons why I don't mess with most of the world. This is one of the reasons why. We'll be sitting up there, yeah, and we support that. And it's like, well, you don't even understand what's happening. And we wonder why the world just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. We wonder why. We wonder why the world just gets worse and worse. Hold on a minute. Be right back. Give me a second. We're so focused on judgment in this world that we don't focus on the real. Now, here's the thing about it, is that my spirits, they got so many rituals for me. It's so many other important things going on in this world that honestly, somebody, what they do in the bedroom is really honestly not that important. We got so many people focused on what somebody doing in their bedroom that we can't focus on what's important. Can we? Can we focus on what's important, which is the wisdom? And the world is being tested right now. The world is being tested. It's all a test. It's all a test. And it's all a setup. Because to be honest with you, even in mainstream religion, even in that stated that only 44,000 people were going to be saved from whatever it is that they need to be saved from. So that means that, that means what? What does that mean? I don't know what that means, honestly. But it's sad the state of the world, how we actually they don't actually do anything tangible. So what do? We know that our judicial system, we know that the prison system, they're on whatever they're focused on. What you can do individually, okay? But they don't want to listen to the witches. They don't. They don't want to listen to witches. They when they are listening to the witch, Hollywood, and that's why a lot of people want to continue. There's things like that are going to happen. I mean, it's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? I would say that the world is not going to catch up with these demons for another 100 years. That's what demons do. That's what they do. They trick you. They disguise themselves. That's what they do. I don't understand why people just don't get that. They're more focused on politics and stuff, you know. They're more focused on what looks good, what sounds good. How well can people front for them? Okay. How tight is the front? Okay. Words, but not realities. Give me a second, y'all. I'm plugging in my phone. All right. They have nothing better to benefit for themselves. All they care about is focusing on people who try to enjoy life. Yep. Yeah, well, I'm definitely enjoying my life. My life is amazing. I love my life. Okay. And I love the fact that I have all of the actual, some people, they just like to, you know, it's very strange, the world that we live in. It is. It's very strange. And I don't want to say the world that we live in. I want to say the people that we live in this world with are very strange. They're very strange. Let's put it like that. It's very off-putting a lot of times. Um, my whole point is that we need to really, really, really start to deal with these things. And I'm not gonna, as a witch, I'm not going to do free rituals for the world. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna go and every single person that walks this earth, I'm just gonna randomly do work on them. I can't do that. They'd, have to pay you for that. Even when they put people to death, even when they put people to death, they're not necessarily putting people to death because there's people's spirits. The world is very sleep for the most part on spiritual and spirit activity. They're very sleep on that. And is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that they play stupid, like they don't understand it? The whole world will, they'll probably get to imploding on black people because this was a black male that killed a white woman. But black or white don't have nothing to do with it. Don't have nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it. Nothing. It's all about a person's spirits and demons and entities and what are they doing. So at the same time, the world teaches people to basically bow down to their demons. I mean, what were they going to do? Medicate this dude? Like it's so bizarre, like looking around at all of these, I'm sorry, but unwise people. They're just not wise. You know, they more so want to judge people for the dumbest, most silliest things and not the wisdom. That's just like a lot of people don't listen to me. You should be listening to Jamila. You don't want to listen to Jamila. Why? Because you saw a sex tape of Jamila. That it's like a test. And don't kill the messenger. Don't kill the messenger. You just say, listen, I know what I'm talking about. Oh, well, you couldn't protect yourself from having sex. I don't want to protect myself from having sex. I want to have sex. Thank you. I want to do anything I want to. If I want to do something in the bedroom with a grown another adult, I want to do what I want to do. The people will shun away from you. Ooh, and she don't know how to. Oh God, it's like, well, I'm sorry. The way that you took that, I didn't take it that same way. Okay. That's just like when you look at some of the vloggers on here. You know how many? Look up tragedy that's happened to YouTubers, and really, really, really look at the story. People always look at what's on the surface, and they don't look at spirit. They don't. They don't look at that. They always look at what's on the surface. They don't really actually know what's going on. Really, right? Well, they Christian. That's the whole point. The entities that are working through people sometimes can be exorcised and banished off of the earth. Exactly. And we're talking about the demons that affect white men, that affect black men, that affect white women, that affect black. We're talking about all races of people, all races of people. But that's just like this. That. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all another example. They had to cancel a school football game because a violent fight broke out at the school. And I didn't even look at it. People, when they look at footage like that, they just, ooh, what's going on? Let me look at that. I couldn't even look at it in its entirety. If you go to the schools and you say, hey, y'all need to smoke the schools out once a month, somebody's gonna and see, instead of them, they could actually and most of these witches out here are frauds. Because you know why? I'm gonna tell you why. See, this is what gets me real passionate. Because they'll say, oh, I believe in this and I believe in that, but I ain't about to go up in that school and clean nothing out because something might jump on me. You stupid witch. Ain't you supposed to know how to protect yourself from stuff jumping on you? So they could hire a team to go in there and smudge out these schools, but they won't do it. It just is so stupid. That's why I don't want nothing to do with none of it. I don't want nothing to do with none of it. No, thank you. No, no, thank you, sir. That's why when it comes to my students, I swear them to secrecy. Some of the things that I am teaching them is going to literally change their lives. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody what I teach you. Because you know what? The game is not meant to be told, it's meant to be sold. Because even when you tell somebody, when people get free information, it holds no value to them. People don't see value in nothing unless they pay for it, unless it's love or sex in certain situations. So it's like it doesn't make any sense, and like and people be like, be a part of this. No, thank you. I don't want to be a part of that, man. When the world improves itself, that's when I'll become a part of it. Otherwise, I don't. No, thank you. Okay. And somebody was saying that I don't ever go outside or whatever. Yes, I do. I'm constantly out in the world, constantly, but I know how to protect myself, and I don't go out there with the protection looking over my shoulder either. When I go outside, I can actually enjoy myself when I'm out in the world. But there's a lot of people that they go out there, they're not protected. They only know how to put on their poker face. That's it. They don't actually have confidence in this world because they are not given the wisdom. That's why we got so much stupid stuff that happens in this world, and that's why there's so much tragedy. That's why there's so much, and I'm talking about real tragedy. I'm talking about real tragedy. I'm not talking about, somebody that's just like they made a big deal about that. Y'all remember Janet Jackson when she had that wardrobe slip? That wardrobe slip that she had with was it Justin Bieber or Justin Timberlake? One of the Justins. I think it was Justin Timberlake. Y'all realize that ruined Janet Jackson's pretty much her career just because they saw her nipple. Oh my God, we saw Janet Jackson's nipple. Janet Jackson, how do you feel about your nipple shown to the world? Oh, I was so mortified. I was just so shamed about my nipple being shown. She had problems after that. When I saw that interview, I was like, either she's kidding, fronting, or faking or something. You're supposed to, but you're supposed to act like you're supposed to act like these things are a big deal. Oh my God, my nipple was showing. She made a song called Anytime, Any Place. Listen to her music. Who cares? We still love Janet Jackson. What are we what are we upset with Janet Jackson for having a nipple? Like y'all, that's what I am talking about. I just cannot deal with this. And only a few people are gonna get me and understand me. It's the truth. Because so many people are possessed. People in this world are under possession. Man, they are under possession anyway. And people just don't get it. Really, when you look at sex and sexual situations, nobody on this planet, I don't care what you do sexually, has to be embarrassed or ashamed of what you do sexually when we got literal freaking disgusting pedophiles snatching children off of playgrounds. Like literally, like, come on, can we please get over it at this point? Seriously. Anyway, the circle this week, we're going to be working on purification. I have a beautiful ritual scheduled for everybody in the circle. We are going to be doing some some purification with Mother Mary. And so at some point this week, I'm going to be ordering like about 3 dozen white roses, and we also have a Virgin Mary statue that we're going to be getting. I already got the petition written because people don't, when I connected with the Virgin Mary, and I realized a lot of things about her. And it's somewhat of what we're talking about right now. Like, but the Virgin Mary is really, really good as far as with purification of, these toxic energies that, cause this confusion. So we're doing a lot for the circle, but mainly what we're doing for the circle is it's a secret. I won't be discussing what we're going to be doing. And then also with my protection moving forward, how we're going to be doing protection of people. Because most people don't know how. They wonder, how are these entities getting in? How do they consistently keep getting in? The secret lies within necromancy and Hecate and certain deities like Mother Mary. Okay. Hey, Jen, good afternoon. So, I mean, and it's just, it's insane. Okay. It is. This world is crazy. If they would utilize the wisdom of the witches, we would live in a better world. Okay. We would live in a better world. We would live in a safer world. Okay. We would live in a much safer environment. We would, uh, I am telling you. So, in my classes, we have included a half of any class that you take, whether or not it's beginner, intermediate, or advanced necromancy. It's a couple of 2 to 3 hours of astral astral travel and the etheric realm are now in the classes, because people need to get an understanding of that. And when you look at the world, and but a lot of people would rather say, well, that's not real. So when you think about it, look at the wonders of just rain. Yesterday I was tripping off of that. I was looking up at the sky and I'm looking at these clouds, and so basically the world that we live in, literally the sky opens up, and these clouds form, and guess what, water comes down. Wow, like, people take everything for granted. Do you realize how much of an abundant blessing that is when you think about the wonders of the world? The fact that most people will look at this world and they will take everything for granted, even when it comes to snow. When you look at the sky and it turns white, and all this very cold snow comes down, and people are just like, oh, it's just snow. When you look up at the moon, People don't even understand the miracles and the mysteries of the moon. They're trying to figure it out, but they're all off, way off. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's crazy the world that we live in. So, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah, oh my God. I'm gonna literally stay in my bubble, with the people that I love and my clients. I am. I'm with my children, my loved ones and my clients, and I'm just going to try not to pay much attention because it's going to get wild as we get closer to this Neptune full moon. It's going to be real wild. People are going to be so delusional. People are going to be nuts. That you can already tell this moon, being that it's going to align up with Neptune. I mean, it is just going to be project stupidity. People are not going to be able to decipher what's real from what's not real. So that's pretty much what we got going on. And so I would suggest tightening up. Tighten it up, tighten it all the way up. Fill in all those gaps and holes because I'm telling you. Anytime you have a full moon that's lining up with Neptune, Pisces, it could go either way. Oh Lord, it's about y'all. I'm telling y'all, man, and it's gonna be it is gonna be insanity. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. You're gonna have to stay grounded. You're gonna have to stay grounded. And I'm already prepared. It's coming up in 4 days. And by tomorrow, people gonna be acting cray cray. It's gonna get worse. I'm just telling y'all. People in their delusions. Because the moon and Neptune together, oh my God. If you don't have the simple basis of truth, you know, you're going to be in trouble. Jen, you keep saying you going to come and get a reading, sis. What's stopping you, baby? What's stopping you from coming and getting a reading from me? You need to come and get a reading from me. It's confidential. We will not discuss any of it on here. You need a reading, sweetie. Figure out like a deep, you need a deep space nine reading on that whole situation. And we need to record it so that you can go back and listen to it. I am able to record my readings in case you have to go back and listen to it. But I'm always prepared for readings, no matter what's going on. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, well, we'll definitely get that figured out. Um, you know, but people would rather be scared of what's going on. And I think that that's why I think that when it comes to witchcraft, they fear the unknown is the issue. And I think that that's why they're so afraid. But these things affect people every single day, so it does no good being afraid of it. Yeah, it does no good being afraid of it. Well, you can schedule a reading, sweetie. I already got a couple of people scheduled today, but I'll be available tomorrow. I typically schedule my readings, sort of like in the evening, late afternoon, evening. Okay, sweetie. Yeah, you need to figure that out. A lot of times when you have an understanding of something, it bothers you less, doesn't it? So there's a lot of people that are going to continue to be confused, continue to be bewildered, and they're not going to have an understanding of what's happening. And they're just going to freak out, and there will be violence. It has been an extremely violent week around the world. And the reason why is because people are what? Scared and confused. Okay? That's what we dealing with right now. Well, I appreciate Christian. I appreciate people that believe in me, but believe in these deities that give us this knowledge. I have been working with the Knicks this week. I told y'all I was going to invoke her, and I think I might make her my matron goddess. I think I might make her my supreme goddess. Remember, I told y'all I was going to invoke her. She has shown me so much just in the past 3 or 4 days. Because a lot of these deities will teach you certain stuff too. So, I gotta get out of here, y'all. I gotta get out of here. I just said, I woke up and for some reason spirit led me to that story. You know, spirit led me to that story, and it just was like, why won't these people start doing more? That's because we can't really count on the people that are supposed to be dealing with the bad things in this world. So that's why you have to take it upon yourself to protect yourself. So anyway, I gotta go. My circle is growing, so I gotta do some work for them this morning. Wish I would have did it last night, but we're already prepared. I already have our Maybon group's petition is already written. Well, the preliminary one. There will just be one more that I'm gonna do, but it's just really sad and tragic, when and then they don't trust witches. It's like, well, why not? Like, why? I'm a witch with 4 children walking around this earth. Why would I not want this world to be better, at least for my own children? You think I don't have an invested interest in having a better world for my children alone, not just, but they don't want to trust us. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a mistake them putting, and you know what? I've been using the Bible. I've been using Psalms a lot lately. Um, You know what I'm saying? And it them Psalms actually work, but there's other things that I do as well. And so it's that's why I want to and a lot of those law of attraction people, y'all feel like that lady Eliza, you felt like she aligned herself with that dude to kidnap and murder her. She did that. She did that. It just God. Well, that's what she chose. That ain't what her spirit is telling me. And I'm not saying that her spirit passed through here, because every spirit that dies tragically does not pass through or come here. Now, Anne Heche did. She did. And, I had to, ask spirit to lead her to the other world, to wherever she was going to go. Okay. But, every spirit doesn't pass through here, but it's pretty much common sense. It's pretty much, when you look at it, but it ain't just common sense. It's, there's certain things about the craft that I would never speak about publicly on YouTube. And that is because it's not meant to be spoken about. We can show spells, we can do readings, but there's certain things that I'm not gonna talk about. You know what I'm saying? But um yeah, it's a lot of stuff that we ain't gonna talk about on this channel. Anyway, I will see y'all later. Yeah, rest in peace to the young lady that lost her life. That it's tragic. A mother. Two children, and they always have to say that. But what are you gonna do to make it better? Actually, and I feel like they're testing us. I feel like they're saying, because a lot of them, they just don't realize, and so when it comes to this, even mm-mm-mm. And that's not to say that people that serve their time in prison, they can't get out and live lives that are good. I'm not saying that. Okay. Please don't say that I'm saying that. That's definitely not what I'm saying. Because there are people that make mistakes, but and and they change, they get better. People do get better, right? That's the truth. People do get better. People can change for the better. Okay. All right, y'all. I will catch y'all later. Blessings.